Truth Hurts Part 1. Needless to say, the purpose of the analogy is not to assert that countries too adopt this code simply because they are the chief actors of the international system and, more importantly, connected to the state's primacy in the system. It isn't in their interest to fade away when the immediate paradigm required them to be proactive. That being the case, stating the straightforwardness manner, it is catastrophic for countries to even think of it, especially in the post-war period. But it is international system full of absurdities and anomalies, and wherein shocks are always in store. Though it may seem strange, it is not hard to find the kind of examples in the history of foreign affairs. In the scenario that emerged after 1979, Iranian Revolution, Iran nearly faded itself when it massively transformed its political system, started to antagonize its neighbors by promoting and sponsoring its religious ideology and taking hostage the US diplomats and citizens. The radical changes brought about in the country's policies drive intra-regional cooperation to a bare minimum. As was apparent from the Regional Cooperation for Development RCD, which was dissolved in 1979, and also the havoc played with the Iranian economy. The point is, with each passing day, Iran became less important and relevant, of course, less relevant in the international affairs. For a considerable time, the Arab coalition that fought 1973 war against Israel also suffered from this degeneracy after their lopsided route in the war. The Arab nations have been rallying their people of their formidable strength and inability of Israel to defend itself by its own strength. An inability of Israel to defend by its own strength, the strategic folly of not taking the overall factor seriously and luring the people into a war they could not win, led the Arab nations into an abysmal scenario, from which claim many scholars the Arab world has still not been able to recover. The Soviet Union, which boasted world's largest standing military and the second largest army by 1990, also faded and disappeared from the world's horizon by disintegrating into many republics. The USSR ventured relentlessly to maintain its superpower status in the world, but its deteriorating conditions at home and worsening economy failed to support its military and economic endeavors. When countries increasingly fail to fulfill the needs of their people, when they increasingly fail to fulfill the needs of their peoples and institute a system that works only for the benefit of the few, those who are the elites, it always falls into troubles. No matter whatever attempt a country makes to re-establish a sense of stability and legitimacy, it is always fake and temporary. Tunisia, a country with comparatively better defined cultural identities and a sense of continuity than its regional counterparts, crumbled under the storms of discontent and deteriorated their social economic status in Arab Spring.